So, what you're telling me is that you're left of the Democrats, you're Generation Z, and an adult woman between 18 and 24, but you won't date a guy who's under your economic class, even if he has goals like me of going back to college like last year.
Yeah, such lofty fucking goals that, you know, every college student, the hundreds of thousands or millions of them across just this country have. Yeah. So few guys like that. There's so few guys who, want to go to college. It's crazy. You're in the minority. You're a rarity. You are a fucking diamond in the rough, aren't you? Now, I'm going to take this time to point something out that I haven't seen anyone else mention. Lucas has said on more than one occasion that he will go back to school once he has a girlfriend. Now, I'm not going to get into the epic amount of narcissism that it takes to try to hold your own future hostage, as though the world gives a fuck. But I want to talk about some interesting math I thought of. Lucas took 12 credit hours. He mentioned he had to take 12 for his financial aid. Now, 4 classes, 12 credit hours, divide by 4, pretty easy math. That's 3 credit hours each. Now, those classes are math, which he failed, biology, which he failed, English, which I assume he passed, he never mentioned that he failed it, and then a 4th one, which I've never seen the name of. So, we're going to assume he passed that one. Kind of a big assumption, but especially since he just failed remedial math, but it's fine. So, I can't speak for how it's done in Washington. In my state, however, because I am an art student, I'm also a professional photographer and photojournalist, but I'm an art student, and I do have financial aid. I know for a fact if I don't pass 67% of my classes, I lose my financial aid. And I'm betting that's not a statewide thing. I'm betting that's federal, because it's federal funding that I'm talking about. So, if Lucas took 4 classes, 12 credit hours, and he failed 2 of them, he failed 50% of his classes, which means he lost his financial aid. He's not in school right now, not because he doesn't want to be, because he can't be. Now, it's almost clever for him to say, oh, I'll do it when I have a girlfriend, because he knows he's never going to have one again, so he'll never actually have to confront this issue. But let's say he actually believes that, oh, once I get a girlfriend, I'll go back. Lucas can't handle money. That's obvious to anyone who's watched any of his videos. He can't handle it at all. So he's never going to save up enough money to pay out of pocket, as he would have to do, in order to get his financial aid back, because, at least in my experience, I've seen this happen to people. What you have to do is take the amount of credit hours you were billed for but didn't pass, and then pay out of pocket and pass whatever classes you take. So, if it's 6 credit hours, figure that's probably at least a couple grand Lucas would have to pay out of pocket. That would probably be difficult for your average college student who may have a part-time job. I don't know what the average college student does. That would be difficult for them. But for a homeless man with no concept of money and no grasp of how to save, it's impossible. Lucas is never going back to college. Ever. We all knew he wouldn't pass anyways, but he can't even get back in. Lucas, not only did you hit on a 16-year-old and get thrown out of Starbucks, not only did you get thrown out of House of Charity on at least one occasion, you got thrown out by your ex, Suzanne, the only ex I'm convinced you've ever had. You got thrown out of your apartment for trying to blackmail your neighbors. You got thrown out of school for failing half of your classes at least. Every single bad thing that has happened to you is your own doing. And that gives me such a wonderful sense of balance in the universe.
And trying to make something and becoming a better dude and getting a job once college education, blah blah blah, can't really study and fuck at the same time unless study is one point of the day and then fucking and hanging out with a girlfriend is another point of the day.
Really? You can't handle having a girlfriend and studying at the same fucking time? That's weird. Everyone else I know can. It's always been pretty easy for me, so man. But no, it's probably age phobia, huh? That's the No, that answer doesn't make sense, but it never fucking does when it comes to you.
Oh, you know a lot of women and you're left wing. So naturally you hook up a lot and have a lot of girlfriends, have had a lot of girlfriends. But you're still a big age phobe or any kind of hater. You're not forgiving, compassionate, understanding, kind or respectful towards me, even though you're a Christian or you're an atheist. So you're striving to be better than Christians a lot of times.
Yeah, I do know a lot of women. And I am left-leaning. And yeah, had a lot of hookups and a lot of girlfriends. Probably because I'm not a fucking leech. It's possible, yeah. And actually, I am an atheist, but I'm not trying to be better than any Christians. You know what I'm trying to be better than? I'm trying to be better than the guy I was yesterday. That's fucking it. If you're trying to compete with anyone else, man, you're failing, number one. Number two, you've missed it. You've missed the boat. You don't fucking understand, trying to be a better person.
Let's say you're a Zoomer, you're 18 and 24, right? And you're like, oh, Luke's a cool guy, he understands some shit. We want to hang out with him.
No one in the history of mankind has ever fucking said that, or even thought that, or expressed anything remotely resembling that. You are the crazy homeless version of Michael Scott. That could be, that entire thing you just said could absolutely be a Michael Scott quote. I could see Steve Carell delivering it fucking perfectly.
Are there women there? Are they your age? Are they cute? Are they funny? Are they good looking? Or are they at least attractive and nice?
Let's all just take a moment to consider right now having this face. That beard is a little bit strong of a word. That, we'll call it facial hair. That's fair. These fucking man tits, that pasty white skin, no job, no money, nothing. And then feeling you're fucking entitled to what you see as the cream of the crop. Let's just all ruminate on the narcissism that fucking demands.
There are? Oh, excuse me, well then I'm gonna hit on them. And I should be treated like a king in this situation, since you called me a king on the internet. Then I will be treated as a king in this situation. Do you understand?
Bruh, you ain't even king of the fucking homeless shelter. So let's just nip that in the bud right now.
Oh, they all have boyfriends? I'm not interested. Oh, they're age phobic and won't date me, but they'll befriend me? I'm not interested, you little fucking simpleton bitch.
You've been alone for almost a decade. Ain't no one befriending your homeless ass.
Yo, it's really funny to me because, you look at science, right? And it's like, yeah, women are more empathetic than men. And that might actually be true. I mean, you put women into a situation where they don't feel threatened, they usually make really good decisions.
Oh, hey, look, we hit a point where we finally agree. I think women can make great decisions. My exes all made at least one bad one, but they corrected in the end. But they can. They make great decisions. What's one decision they've all made collectively over the past, say, 8 years? I wonder if there's anything they all have in common. All of them. every single woman on the face of the planet. Oh, nothing comes to mind, I guess.
So these are guys helping me out, but where are the women at? Either that says that science is wrong. It says that women are not empathic, which I don't think is true. What that tells me is that women are told by a bunch of simpleton asshole dudes to hate me, so they do.
Okay, I love this. So, it doesn't mean the science is wrong. Lucas wants you to know. He doesn't believe that. He doesn't believe that women aren't empathic. That would be fucking sexist, wouldn't it? He just believes that women do as they're told and believe as they're told. By guys who are apparently very stupid, which by extension would make the women even more stupid. So it's not that women aren't empathic. Lucas doesn't believe that. It's very important you know this. He's not a misogynist. But women are drooling half-wits that listen to and do whatever they're told by almost equally stupid but slightly superior men. Just wanted you to know that's all women. So don't you go around calling him misogynist.
And the women are scared because the guys are jerks.
Oh, and just a side note, all women are cowards. Just throwing that in there. Don't you accuse me of misogyny, though. And with that, I think I'm going to call this one done. Make it a two-parter, maybe. He's really been on a tear lately, so yeah. But I do have a bonus video that you can watch, uploaded right now. So I think tomorrow or later today. It's fucking late, man. I can't think. I'll upload a part 2 if people want me to. Later, everyone.